Okay, I think we can start. So, hello there. My name is Keith Sheldon, and this is a sort of test run something because I want to try recording because I'm a bored human being. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, so if every third word that comes out of me is an or an you know, I apologize, and to be honest, you probably won't even be hearing this because unless this is actually good, I'm not going to upload it. And if I have uploaded and you are listening to this, this is my peak. Yeah. Anyway, so this is for the SDL Draft League. This is something that I drafted a few days ago. It's me sort of just doing a little breakdown of the draft. I don't know if I'm actually going to record thingies, but there is a moth that just landed on my hand. What the hell are you doing? So, this is something this is draft breakdown essentially. It's a sort of thing to test the waters, see if I like this, see if I'm any good at this, yada yada yada. But it is, draft that I despise because you'll see why I despise it. But yeah, this is this is the team logo thing that I use for literally every single draft league. The Bronze on Bogans was I had a really bad logo version, but then someone, I think it was Dilly, made me a really good logo. So they're amazing because I really like this, and I don't think I'm ever going to. I think I eventually will, but this is just going to be my logo for a long time. Anyway, so here we get onto the actual SDL draft. It's a standard 11-1 draft, Gen 8, although that is Z crystals. Probably should have, in the slides, pointed out which ones are my Z ones, but I remember them anyway. So we'll go into pick 1. So pick number 1 is disgusting the Celesteela. And this is why I hate this draft. Because I have a Celesteela. And for those of you who don't know, and it's probably very few of you, I think Ultra Beasts are the worst thing in the universe. I cannot stress just how much I hate these things. They are ugly, they are boring, they have the same frickin' abilities, they're just essentially, besides Celesteela, which does have well-rounded stats, they're all just extreme stat differences, the fucking Pokemon. Look at this! Look at this! This is a Pokemon! No, that's actually, that's not a Pokemon, but it says it is. They're just so bad. I find them the least aesthetic things in the world, and I never, ever, ever want to use them. Ever. I hate them. With everything I have, really. But I didn't know what to pick round 1. I think I was like 8th or 9th pick in. Or might have been a little early, might have been a little later, I'm not sure. But I was about to, I wheeled my pick, and I got Celesteela. So, yeah, I had to take it. And, you know what? It's a really good mon, it's just... It's got really good stats, it's really annoying move pool, pretty wide, but... I mean, come on, everyone knows. Everyone who's ever played Gen 7 OU Ladder and Showdown knows how frickin' annoying this thing is. It can be offensive, it can be defensive, it's just... I don't like that I had to draft this. I really do not like that I had to draft this. But it's something I've got, and I sort of picked my next mon specifically because I had this. And my next mon is a Pokemon I really like, one of my favourite starters, the Mega form of one of my favourite starters, Mega Venusaur. Now, I usually use regular Venusaur as a Sun Sweeper because Sun is the best weather fight me. I accidentally said they were both pick 1. Oops. Whatever, doesn't matter. Also, little spoilers for what pick 3 was. Ooh. But yeah, this I've got Battletoads Wii. You know, it's finally come out, and this is what Battletoads Wii is. This bulky as hell mon there, just like that's so fat. Look at how fat this Pokemon is. Oh, it's fat. It's got thick fat, so it's even fatter. It's a chunky boy, and it's here to, you know, eat all your food and absorb all your attacks. And it's a grass type that's not weak to fire or ice. It's literally only weak to flying and psychic. That is really freaking good, and it's so fat it really only cares about stab versions of those moves. Not that I don't think there's actually that many non-stab hurricanes running around, but even so, yeah, it's just really good. I think it has pretty good type synergy with Celesteela. You know, this takes its electric hits, this takes its psychic and flying hits, you know, it just sort of works really well together. It has Synthesis, has Leech Seed, it's got 222 special attack, which is enough to go, you know, offensive, and it did get, you know, like, it got Weather Ball, if that matters, it got Sludge Bomb, well, sorry, not Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, so it's got a lot of sort of attacking options, which I think makes it really, really, really good. Yeah, so that's Battletoads Wii. Then we've got my third pick, which was Greninja. Torrent Greninja, because this, you know, is a league that makes sense. Apology if the gifts, if the gifts being from different sort of sizes, and some from the anime. I just got whatever the hell I could find. I have no idea where to source these damn things. But you know, it's just I needed a Speedmon. I wanted spikes. I wanted toxic spikes. So Agent 48, the Greninja, a pretty obvious reference to Hitman with Agent 47, I think. This is the next one. Yeah, it's just speedy. It's got U-turn, so it's a good pivot. It's got spikes, got toxic spikes, and it puts in work. I've already done one match here, and well, the first three they all came. I've already done one match for this league. The first three they all came, and this thing just put in a lot of work. It's just really good. You can use it offensively or especially. Yeah, everyone knows that Greninja's good, even without its two busted abilities. You know, Game Freak loves this thing almost as much as Charizard, and it shows. Yeah, and now we come to the snap. So the next pick was supposed to be Alomomola. Alomomola. I don't even know if I spelled that right. Did I spell that right? I did spell that right. Okay, yeah, Alomomola, because, you know, I wanted Wish, I wanted Bulk, I wanted a bulky water type, even though I already had Greninja, and, you know, that's a good Wish passer. It's a very good support for, you know, Celesteela, just in case I play like an idiot and, you know, cause it to take a ton of damage. And also, you know, there is Z moves. It could get C move sniped or whatever. So, yeah, I wanted, you know, I wanted a good Wish passer, but it was taken. Literally the pick. Oh my god, I can't believe spoilers. Literally the pick before me. This was taken, so I had to settle for a different Wish passer. So I picked Espeon because it also gave me Magic Bounce, which is nice, and you know, Mon that has good speed because, you know, yeah, good speed Mon because I suck at actually drafting Mons that are fast, and you know, I mean, these all suck, but the bottom three stats are pretty good. I guess that's how evolutions work. It's called Expansive Move Pool because I'm finally giving it an expansive move pool, which is something it's needed for a long time. I mean, truth be told, it's got to find enough support move pool, you know, Wish, Calm Mind. Well, it's got a fine enough move pool in terms of, like, you know, it can teleport, it can baton pass, it's got Wish. It's, you know, it's fine, whatever, we'll take that. I think it's got Trick Room, not sure. But the issue is it's offensive moves, and cut moves are allowed, so that's fine. But it's post-cut offensive moves Oh, Weather Ball? So useless without Weather, even though Weather Ball's good. It's got its psychic stabs, obviously. Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and Grass Knot. So it's got 4 coverage moves, and one of them is weather dependent. So it's not really reliable. Yeah. I don't know why. Like, it has such a small offensive move pool. It's ridiculous. But again, it's just a decent one. I think it's it was tier 4. I think that's undervalued for it because Magic Bounce, Speed, Psychic's a really good type. It also came in the first game I played, and it was a Scarfer, and it cleaned up in the end. Yeah, because 130 modest special attack is enough to do that. Just. And I will be honest, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Psychic will hit neutrally a lot of things. Okay, I will be nice to it. Like Dazzling Gleam, it's not in the worst position ever, and because this is cut, it also does have Signal Beam if you need that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good mod. I like it. I've got a lot of time for Espeon, and also Magic Bounce. If you can predict, which I never can, but if I can, we're living in that sort of fantasy universe. It'll do good things for me. Next we have Donphin, called Chufty Chunks. I called it that because the name Chufty makes the word Chufty makes me giggle, and the word Chunks makes me giggle. So I put them together, and that's a little peek behind the curtain to my naming schemes. And this is basically it's got like the mirror to Espeon's stats. I've just noticed, like not exactly, but close enough. So that's kind of cool. But it's a spinner. It's a ground type. It has rocks. Donphan. It's just a mod that does stuff. I'm really hype on it in draft leagues in general. I try to draft it a lot. Doesn't really care about the rapid spin buff because that base 50 speed is not fast enough to really take advantage of it. But it has a lot of attack. It has Ice Shard, which comes a lot because it's just nice to be able to hit flying types that try to switch in, and actually be able to revenge them, chip them down before they can hit you. It's got Edge Quake. It's got Play Rough, I think. Knockoff. It's got a lot of moves, and it spins, and this is a team that really, really needed a spinner, which is why I picked Donphan, because I don't think I actually had any hazard removal at that point, unless you count Espeon's Magic Bounce. I did not. I can't believe I didn't notice that, and it's way too late. I'm not redoing it. I'm not retaking this all just for that. Okay, so yada yada yada. Pick number 6 was Moltres. So this is why the draft is really good, even though I despise it because again I have this. But Moltres. It's called Milkshakes. I would have called it my mixtape, but I've got another Pokemon in another draft league, Groundon, called my mixtape. Bringing the fire, bringing the heat, and I can't double up on nicknames. It's just gross. But it's Moltres. It's my Z mover. This is the first Z mover that I've sort of had. Probably should have marked it again, but whatever. And these are just really good, well-rounded stats. Heavy duty boots. I'm really excited to be able to use that on Milkshakes because, damn man, that's how you dealt with it. That's how you used to deal with it. If it was uber defensive, you just sort of set up rocks and hoped it couldn't come in. But it can come in now. I mean, it can come in. It just does, and it spams. It's very good Pokemon, both offensively and defensively. I mean, Flame Body is a really, really good move for it to get. It can pressure stall. It's just strong on. Base 90 speed is pretty nice for my draft, considering I was either slow or fast. Actually, oh wait, no. Mega Venusaur is surprisingly fast, but yeah. I guess it's got the same speed as Venusaur, but yeah, it's just a lot of speed. I don't know. It's just really good. Like a Moltres, Celesteela, Uh, Venusaur core is a very thick core and a stooly core, and a stooly core is bad because if I have to use a team with Celesteela, if I have to suffer through that, I'm gonna make everyone else who has to play me suffer, because that's the sort of person I am. Yeah. Pick number 7 was Magnezone. I just drafted it because I wanted a Magnezone. It's kind of simple. Trapping steals is good. You know. It also stops people from trying to trap my Celesteela, which is, you know, something that I'm not allowing to happen. So I took it. But yeah, just being able to tell Skarmory to get out of here. You know, there are some steals that still deal with it, you know, and but it's just really good. It sometimes just means, you know, your opponent's tier 1, tier 2 steal that they, you know, is otherwise a problem. Just can't come. Skarmory can't come. Yeah. You know, Scizor, that ain't coming. Because this just beats them. And that's why, you know, everyone knows this. I'm just saying information that you all understand. What am I even doing? I'm having a midlife crisis mid my first ever recording attempt. This bodes terribly. Yeah, I don't know, but 130 special attack, very good, very strong here. It's actually pretty bulky. Yeah, we've got Magnet Rise. I don't know, it's just simple as that. I didn't want to have to deal with steel types, even though I had Moltres. I just, you know, I'm the one that has the annoying walls. The annoying, you know, steel wall. You don't get out of here, buddy. Let's pick 7. This is my next pick was going to be Mienshao. That was going to be my 8th pick. Because it's got Regenerator, it's got U-turn, more pivots. Oh, yeah, speaking of, this also pivots, very good. But you know, it's got U-turn. You can go Reckless just for a weird Wall Breaker set with well, not weird, but just a Wall Breaker set with High Jump Kick. Very good. It got taken a couple picks before me. Not like the pick before me, like Aloe did. But this is my second and last snipe of this thing, and it messed me up completely. Because if you can see, specially orientated, physically, special. I guess it does both, but you know, it's good. Like, you can see that I had needed a strong physical attacker, and Mienshao was the strong physical attacker, and also it's a very fast pivot. Helped my speed a lot, and it has just fighting types good. I don't know what else I'm selling here. I think you're buying what I'm selling. Regardless, I didn't get it, and that was very sad. And I had to wake up and deal with that almost immediately. So I dealt with that by picking up Swampert, which is my second rock setter. I call it Satisfaction, because I do actually, you know, I don't actually remember why I named it that. I think it was something about something about swamps and butts, and then it turned into Satisfaction. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. I wish I knew. I truly do. But yeah. Here's Swampert. Another ground type, a bulky water. It doesn't have any reliable recovery, but I got the wish. You know, I got the wish support for that. Even though that isn't the best wish support, it still exists. It's still support, and you know, 190 is good. 110 attack is nothing to sneeze at, so it's some offensive, attacky presence. Speed is slow, but who really cares? It's literally only got one weakness in the game, grass, and you know, that's resisted by this, quad resisted by this, you know, quad resisted, so it's a very synergistic typing, I think. And yeah, it's also if your ground type doesn't have doesn't have grass coverage. Sorry, your electric type doesn't have grass coverage, which is, you know, No, I don't think that many. How many Pokemon, electric Pokemon get Grass Knot? Zeraora does, and I know Xurkitree does because, you know, I just played one with this team. But apart from that, I'm sure there are some that I can't remember. To be honest, I don't really... Electrics aren't... I don't know. But I guess there's Hidden Power Grass, but Hidden Power Grass is really weak. Like, 60 power. It'll still probably kill, but 60 power is just not what you want to throw out. But, you know, good type coverage, bulky, all good. Pick number 9 was my... basically, I needed speed at this point. Desperately. So, I wasn't exactly happy about it, but I needed something from this tier, and this was the only thing in that tier that had some sort of physical presence that I could just use. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is a Z-mover, and so is this, just in case I need it. I don't know. But this is a Z-mover, and, you know, it's called Folded Steel, because it's a, you know, Japanese sword, yada yada yada, something about katanas, you know, weebs approved, and, it's just a happy little guy. It's just a happy little legendary. That's, you know, got a lot of special defense, and again, the speed that I need, because my speed tiers are kind of whack outside of this. But, you know, bulky enough, it can Calm Mind, it can Swords Dance. It's not... I don't think it's something that's coming to that many matches, but I'm sure it'll eventually come, and if it never does come, I can trade it out for something. I don't know. Hopefully someone drops off something. Or, you know, I think Zoroark is there? I don't know. Yeah. But, you know what? It'll put in work. I'm confident in Virizion. You know, and it's just so happy. Look at him. Look at that walk. It should, you know, with all the forest walking, it should be this. This is the walk that should get the Gen 5 starting town, whose name I forget, music in the background, because it's just cute. Okay, pick number 10 was Articuno, which is as cold as me ex-wife's heart. Because Karen, give me the kids. You block me on every other social media I can. I just want to see my kids. Okay? I'm sorry. Please, Karen. Okay? I know you're still subscribed. It's gonna come through the subscription box. You're gonna get to this point. Just please, Karen. Let me see me kids. But outside of that, this does give me a bit of a rock weakness. But you know, I do have, you know, 3 kind of bulky resists to it in Virizion, Swampert, and Donphan. But, you know, 2 quad weaknesses, and spoilers for the last pick. You know, you'll probably not believe what it is. But yeah, I don't know, it's just Ice type, I needed it. It's another defog option, so as well as, you know, having a Spin and Moltres defog, I got this. It's got U-turn, I'm fairly sure, but it can go offensive, it can go defensive. I think it's become a lot better with heavy-duty boots, because again, that was its big problem. It just couldn't tank or pivot, because if it pivoted twice, it was dead. But now, it's not dead, because it has the boots on those claws right there. These claws are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Yeah. I think it's very good. I think it's criminally undertiered, and there's the WPF draft that I'm in right now, and I wanted it, but I got sniped, and it's just so undertiered. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but you know, it's not the most amazing Pokemon ever, but it'll show up. You know, Hurricane, Ice Beam, and it's got Freeze Dry, so it can get through bulky waters. Like, it puts in work. It's a legendary. My other pick, I could have either gone this or Cryogonal, but I went with this when I picked Virizion because I didn't need the speed, and I think this is just better than Cryogonal. You know, yeah. I think I prefer Roost to Recover because of the fun games you can play with, like, electric weaknesses. Yeah. My final Pokemon was Shelmet. Shelmet's here. Shelmet's cool. It's all according to the Kikaku plan. Kikaku plan? I can't speak Japanese. But yeah, it's all according to Kikaku with this thing. It's probably never, ever, 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 ever in a million billion years coming. Like, I don't think... Well, no, I shouldn't say that. It might not come, ever. Because it is a Pokemon that does one specific... like, a couple of very specific niche things for me. It does have spikes and toxic spikes, which is really good. It's got Recover, really good. But it is a thing that I'm going to bring in specific matchups, and it's going to do one thing on like one Pokemon, and then that's it. But it'll do its job. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's just a thing. It's cute. With Eviolite, it's got a lot of bulk actually. And I don't think anyone's going to suspect it or even consider it. Even the people in the draft that are watching this, if this is a thing that is watchable. And they haven't been sort of scared off by my completely asinine commentary and constant stumbling. Yeah, I don't think anyone is ever going to predict me bringing this, but one day it'll come, and one day it'll show its stuff. Yeah, that's the draft plan. So to what's the draft plan? The draft breakdown. So to go through it, it was pick 1 was Celesteela, pick 2 was Mega Venusaur, pick 3 was Greninja, pick 4 was Espeon, pick 5 was Donphan, pick 6 was Moltres, pick 7 Magnezone, pick 8 Swampert, pick 9 Virizion, pick 10 Articuno, and pick 11 Shelmet. And I think it's come together pretty reasonably. I mean, there are weaknesses to it. I think it's still lacking a bit of physical punch. I think, you know, my original draft plan was with me and Shao, and I think there was Druddigon in here instead of Articuno. No, instead of something. But there was Druddigon and something, and I think like remember. But regardless, I think it was better than what this turned out to be. But no one gets a perfect draft. That's sort of the fun of drafts, having to sort of you know, quickly change everything that you're gonna do. And I'm gonna be honest, this is hype. Well, no, it's not hype at all. This is just an annoying stall build, and apparently I like annoying stall builds. It's gonna be interesting to play with Z moves, and you know, which does probably make this team a little weaker because you can, unlike in Gen 8, you can just sort of try to Z-move Explode through Celesteela or Battletoads. But even then, I think I have some pretty good Pokemon for just any matchup, really. And it all come down to my superior gameplay ability. I'm sorry. It all come down to me hacking my opponent out, because you know that's how I win. That's how I sleep at night. And yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed this despair-inducing attempt of me to stave off my boredom for a few days, because there's fuck all to do, especially since Persona 5 Royale hasn't been released yet. I've literally spent the day watching, like, just the stupidest shit. So, this is what boredom does to a man. This is what boredom will do to a human. Okay? Never be bored, kids. Never be bored. See y'all later.